Hey everybody, this is Stuart with Wine on the Dime, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 2020 Panther Ridge Pinot Noir. It's from the Petaluma Gap from Sonoma County, California. It is 14.1% alcohol by volume, and it is $60 a bottle, so it is a bit of a splurge alert for the channel. However, though, they are going to be our guests for this week's Pink Society chat. So join us at Thursday, 8 p.m. Central on X, formerly known as Twitter, and the theme is going to be wine and rocks. So join us, learn more about Panther Ridge wines, and hang out with some really cool people. Search hashtag Pink Society, and that's all you need to do, other than use it to reply in tweets. Then you're really part of the party if you're replying in tweets using the hashtag. Anyway, let's take a look at this wine. All right, from a color standpoint, I'm gonna give you a medium ruby, no artifacts, no cloudiness. So one of the first things I'm noticing about this wine is it does have a little bit of a different kind of nose that I'm getting compared to a lot of Pinot Noirs I've tried recently. There are those kind of fruit notes that you would expect. There's a little bit of like a black cherry, a little bit of cranberry, a little bit of a red currant. There is a little bit of a spiciness, like there's a touch of clove and cinnamon in there. There's also just a very, very slight mallow note that's coming through here. It kind of reminds me of like freshly store-bought unsalted butter. Like you can smell the butter, but it's not like super concentrated or anything. But the other thing that's really presenting very strongly in this wine is a strong minerality. So I guess the way I can kind of describe it is, like if you've ever been to like one of those hippie stores where they have like mood crystals and geodes and Himalayan salt rock type things. Imagine like walking into the middle of like the crystal and rock area and just taking a deep breath and just kind of smelling all of those minerality notes coming together. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's some sort of like hippie rock shop. And there's also a slight florality to it, but I'm having a hard time picking out exactly what type of flower it would be. Anyway, how does it taste? It's a high acid wine, medium body. Alcohol presents medium on the palate. The tannins are medium, and they're like a little bit finer than, I would say they're probably more like a soily tannin in terms of texture. They're not sandy, they're a little bit finer than that. So in terms of the intensities, on the nose, it was medium for me, but on the palate, it's intense. It's a very strong flavor on the palate. You're getting all of those elements with that little bit of mallow that I kind of mentioned. That's a little bit of a secondary lift note, but those primary elements are bright, they're juicy. The secondary elements are there. You can definitely tell with the way that this wine has some tannins as well as those secondary characteristics that you could probably let this age for a bit. The acid will be there, the tannins will hold up for a little bit longer, and you can probably start developing some of those tertiary notes. It's a dry wine, and the finish is, depending on if you like that minerality or not, it's medium to medium plus. If you like the minerality, it sticks around a little bit. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, on the palate, there's a little bit of like a salinity to this wine. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a saltiness that hits you on the mid palate. On the approach, it's just all that fruit. Mid palate, you get the saltiness, you get more of the minerality, you get those secondary characteristics. Everything blends together well into the finish, and the minerality grips on a little bit longer than anything else. Let's take a look at the blick to see how it rates. From a balance standpoint, full point. Length, for me, I'm going more into the medium plus, so I'm going to give you 0.75. Intensity, medium on the nose, pronounced on the palate. I'll go ahead and balance you out to 0.75 here. And in terms of complexity, I'm going to go ahead and give you a full point. I don't expect tertiary into 2020. And it's just one of those wines where it has so much going on in the palate between the fruit and the secondary and a little bit of that mallow and the minerality that I feel like it's deserving of that full point. So once you add everything up, this is a very good wine. And I mean, it's really good to the point where like, if I don't pour my wife's glasses for her when we have a little bit more of this wine later, I'm pretty sure her glass is going to be this. And I will get this. So as we're continuing to enjoy this wine, I'm going to need to make sure that I protect myself because she can't have all the fun. Anyway, this has been Stuart with Wine on the Dime. If you liked today's review, please like, subscribe, and comment. Have you had the 2020 Panther Ridge Pinot Noir? I'd be interested to know if you have. And don't forget, join us this Thursday at 8 p.m. Central on Twitter, also known as X now. Search hashtag Pink Society to learn about wine and rocks. And I'll see you all again soon with another review from Wine on the Dime.